Hello guys, this video is going to be about Robert Kiyosaki and how I discovered that he's a scam. And I would like to just share with you like the stage I went through. Before I start though, I would like to explain that this is a perspective of a person that used to follow him. So like I used to be a fan of Robert Kiyosaki and I used to read all his shit and stuff. I will go into that later. And I'm not a hater or something. I just actually found out that he sold his first. Everything started from me just wanting to, move. Like I didn't want to just be poor all my life. So I started to like finding out like how I can like start learning on the subject. And obviously I popped up on Rich Dad because he has a bestseller and that he makes sure to mention in all of his videos. It's Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's his best-selling book. Well, this is the first book that I read, and after I read it, it went really smooth, and the book in general is really good and motivating, right? But like it doesn't have any like proper information that you actually need to move off. It does have motivational and like some information about like law of attraction. So it talks about law of attraction a lot and stuff, how you should attract the wealth, and also he talks about how you should give to be given. So you have to like give money to charity and stuff. After the first book, I bought another two books, which is Cash Flow Quadrant, yeah, Rich Dad, and Retire Young and Retire Rich. And actually I think this one was my second book, and I was like, I really like the name Retire Young and Retire Rich, since I'm young, I guess, I don't know. And I have a lot of like papers in here, like loads of notes I wrote, and I was like pretty much like writing everything down and just study. What I noticed that none of these books actually had a value that would tell me exactly what to do, so I still had no idea what I need to do. So I checked all of his books, and they all said about his website and his webinars and his mentors, advisors. But since I live in a completely different area from America and very far from Rich Dad community and stuff, I can't really go on to coaches and get coached or anything. So what I did, I just went on his website and tried to look for some webinars. And that leads me to my first point. Point one, fake webinars. So he promotes a lot of webinars that be like live and like last chance to see all that marketing skills. He just promotes it forever, right? And basically I listened to a lot of those webinars, and on those webinars, they're free by the way, right? There's no value at all. It's basically just him promoting another person's book or somebody's some kind of lessons or whatever, right? And then when you click on those lessons and you check it, it'll be something that like, I know, you pay £1,000 and you get this course, you get whatever, and you get this course. And all of that is definitely overpriced, and most of it is useless. Like most of those webinars are useless. And basically somebody just came to Robert Kiyosaki and was like, yo, can you promote my webinars and like my coachings or whatever, and I'll pay you money, percentage of it. And he was like, yeah, sure. That's how I see it. I went on a website called Get Sodo, and basically you can actually pay like £25 and get a ton of seminars and webinars and all those like lessons and shit for only £25 instead of paying like 10k or 1k or 4k or whatever. So I went there and I downloaded a lot of like other different courses, and basically just like I expected, most of them were just like they give you basic information that you can find for free on Google. And that was my first red flag. But obviously I don't know much about online business, so maybe it did help somebody, so I don't know. So I kind of ignored this point and I didn't pay too much attention. Okay. Point two. So eventually I found on his website he actually promoted free seminars, courses that people would drive through like all other cities and talk about real estate or something with Rich Dad community. And one of those seminars was near me. It was like in Milton Keynes in England. So I chose to attend that, and I wrote them a message. I was like, yeah, I will attend, whatever, I accept it, blah, blah, blah. So I went towards them. That leads me to my second point, which is fake seminars. What happened is that there was like, I don't know, there was about 30 people, and we were all like getting taught by this guy that had like a video proof and picture proof of him with Robert Kiyosaki. The biggest like problem I found is that he actually, like, it's same as webinars, he didn't actually say anything of value. He was just promoting his sessions that you pay for like £900 at start, and then you pay like 3 more pays of like £1,000 or something. Like, it was about like 4k or 3k entire thing. And he said like it takes like a couple of months, he leads you all through it. Like, he was promising all that, promised like wealth and all that shit. And then you look, like the main point that they actually showed is where they were like, okay, so they gave us like paper and a pen, and they were like, write down like your dreams. So everybody wrote down their dreams, and then he's like, yeah, look at me, like on a screen, I have this, I have that, I went to travel, I go travel every second week, whatever. Okay, all that bullshit like that everybody dreams about, right? And he was promoting that, and he was making us to write down our dreams and like see through this what we want to do. That's just a marketing skill, and they just do that to pump you up and for to buy the lesson because you get motivated. And instead of buying the lesson, because I didn't have that much money anyway, and I was like, I'm not risking it. What I did, by the way, they was talking about risking it. They was like, if you don't risk, you're not gonna make any money. If you just keep sitting, you know, just keep motivating people. And what I did though, take one guy's Facebook account that helped me. Well, that was like same as me. He was like he was like 2 years older than me, but he was just like as motivated, and I could tell that he's like similar to me. Like, he thought of the same stuff to like pick his ass up and actually start getting money somehow and moving in life, instead of just being you know, in the same job and in the same structure. And he was a very nice guy, seeing that he's motivated just like me. So I took his stuff and I went home, right? And about like a couple of months in, I texted him to like, you see how everything's going, see maybe it did work, maybe I was wrong, you know. And basically, I don't remember like exactly, that was a time ago, right? That was about a year and a half ago now. And basically, he didn't want to just talk about it. He said that it's all like he didn't get any value out of it, you know. And the money that he spent, I think he cut it in the end. He didn't pay them all money somehow, and I don't really know what happened. He just didn't want to talk, and he was fully demotivated. He didn't really like. Basically, he go back where he was starting from, just to work the job, and I think he completely allowed it. Maybe now he's back to motivation, whatever. Maybe he got back on it. I don't know, but I think that is just demolished him because he lost so much money, and he didn't expect to lose money, which you should expect to lose money, because to get rich you have to, you know, fail a couple times. But anyway, that's my second flag that I seen, the second red flag. That like those seminars, they're led by just fake people, and you know, I can't really say that for 100% because I haven't bought one myself, but I did do researches on it as well, and like reviews, and you can hear a lot of people on Google talking about like I wrote the guy's name, that guy was promoting him. I really forgot his name by now, but I remember like there was a lot of red flags. Like, a lot of people were saying how they were like doing this, or they were scamming, and then when you come to the business, they actually be like not teaching you anything, and be like just be really aggressive towards you. And on the phone, the customer service is very aggressive as well. So another thing that upset me is that there was about 33 people, 30ish, whatever, and apparently there was only 11 spaces left. That's what they said. They was like, sorry, there's only 11 spaces left, so we can take only 11 people out of all of you. So that obviously brought tension to the room, and everybody's like, shit man, I want to be in there, you know. And basically that's just a marketing skill. That's fully bullshit. They definitely have more spaces. They just do that to sell out to the people and to make them fight, you know, to make you be like, if you were like, I don't know, now you be like, shit man, maybe I can't buy it next time, I should buy it now. And that kind of mentality. And that's another red flag again. I didn't really pay too much attention to that either, just because I'm not entirely sure, and I can't prove anything like that because I didn't pay myself. So let's just jump into the point 3. Point 3 then, that comes to cryptocurrency, which is probably everybody knows about it because it blew up at a certain point and it fell down, etc. Right? So I've been in cryptocurrency about 2 years before the massive rise that happened recently. Obviously, it's been on a rise for years now, but I'm just talking about more recent. I won a lot of money and I lost a lot of money as well, which all caused learning. The way I was in cryptocurrency is because I had friends that were mining, and they taught me how to mine because I was like, yo, that's passive income, might as well start somewhere, right? So I learned mining, and then with mining I slowly started investing and moving my cryptocurrency around and learning, losing money, winning money, basically learning. So I'm pretty much, I was self-taught, except that they taught me how to mine. And then I just did tons of researches on different cryptocurrencies. Anyway, why I'm explaining this is because Robert Kiyosaki started mentioning cryptocurrency when it blew up, just like every other person tried to, you know, get on the hype and sell out as much of bullshit as they fucking can. That doesn't work for somebody like me and other people that like I'm not a genius or anything, right? But I do know basic information, how to, you know, who's I can see who's chatting shit about like cryptocurrency and who's real. Robert Kiyosaki started promoting a guy called James Altucher. I don't really know how to pronounce that surname, but anyway, I'll write it down. And the guy is like, he has like an afro on his head and shit. And he is self-proclaimed crypto genius. Like, basically nobody calls him that, but he gave himself a name of crypto genius, and he'd be like, yeah, I've been called crypto genius, man. I know what the next Bitcoin's gonna be, man. Trust me, man. Buy my course in E. And that's full on bullshit. But anyway, he asked Robert Kiyosaki obviously to promote him and paid him a ton of money. So Robert Kiyosaki promoted on the email that I'll be showing in a minute. We'll be going through the email together. So this is my like solid proof, my last point. So basically, James Altucher, let's just call him James from now, is a scam. Everybody that been in crypto for long enough, they know that people like that are scam. Anybody who pops up on YouTube adverts saying that they know what's the next Bitcoin is gonna be, they know how to make money of cryptocurrency, that's bullshit. Like, they advertise it on YouTube, like that's just stupid. Like, you shouldn't trust that. Nobody should trust that. It's the same shit that happened with BitConnect. Everybody who's promoting it on YouTube as advertisement, they obviously like scammed people. Another thing that I'd like to mention as well is, like, I remember a quote, I don't remember who said it, but it was a female. I don't want to offend anyone right now, but it was like a female lady, and the quote was like, if I have to prove anybody that I'm a female, that means I'm not a female. What she's trying to say is that if I have to tell you that I'm a crypto genius, that means I'm not a crypto genius, because if I'm a fucking genius, then you would see it for yourself, and if you would be in crypto, you'd be like, yo, this guy knows what he's talking about. I don't need to say it out loud for people to know it. Anyway, so James, right, basically the course that was sold at that time was about $400, I don't remember, course that was talking about Ethereum. He was like, yeah, this is how you make money off Ethereum. Somebody I know who bought that course, and he bought that course and he posted it all online, so for everybody to see. And he was like, yo, look at this course, this is £400, and this has nothing to make you money. All it has is a basic knowledge of Ethereum, explanation what Ethereum is in general and shit. Everything you can find online for absolutely free, like so easy to find any cryptocurrency explanation in Google. So you pay £400 for that bullshit, right? That was promoted by Robert Kiyosaki. Keep in mind, Robert Kiyosaki promoted James. There's also other lessons of James that he'd be like, how to make money with that or whatever. There's tons of different shit that was out that time when crypto was booming, and all of them were similar. Like, all of them were like, you pay 1k, you pay 2k, and technically none of them actually had a weight. All they had is just a basic knowledge that you can learn of Google. So in a way, he did explain crypto, and you pay what you get, right? So it's that kind of bullshit that you can't really sue him because of it. So there's even like a funny website, right, that took a piss out of James, and what they did is they were like saying, for anybody who unfollows, unsubscribes from his Gmail like notifications and shit, we will pay, like, every 10th person done that, we will pay, like, I don't know, it was like about £100, right, or something like that to you, just for you to unsubscribe from him and stop that bullshit. It's obviously just a meme, right? It's just a joke, but they actually meant serious. They were talking about how you should fully unsubscribe to him because this needs to stop. Like, the YouTube adverts and everything of him being crypto genius, they need to stop. Like, it's ridiculous. So now we're gonna go over the email of Robert Kiyosaki promoting James, and that's my last red flag. That's my main flag that I actually understood, since I've been in cryptocurrency before and I had some knowledge, and that's exactly why I stopped following Robert Kiyosaki. And let's just go into it. Okay, so I got my laptop here and I got the email here. For you, I'll just pop it on the screen right now. The title is "I got your message. Stop tweeting me. I get it. You want to know more about cryptocurrencies and you want my opinion, advice, tips, and I want to help you. But there's two things I need you to understand first. One, I do not invest in Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. I don't understand it. Two, when you don't understand something, you turn to an expert, which is why I'm writing you today. So I would just like to make a point on this already. First, if you don't understand it, don't promote it, don't advertise it. You don't understand it. If you don't understand it, how do you understand if an expert is actually an expert or just a scammer? Like, if you don't understand it, you wouldn't know that. Unless he's like family member or somebody who you really trust, which you can still get scammed by a family member. But anyway, he shows like some tweets of proof where he goes like, so you believe in future of Bitcoin, sir? What you view about cryptocurrency? What's your opinion on Bitcoin? All that shit, you can see it on the screen. And he says like, you have to be living under a rock to not know about cryptocurrencies and exploding as high 3,475%, 21,000%, 81,000%, like ROI, right? And like basically those numbers shoved in there just to like make you like, oh shit man, I can be as rich and that's fucking bullshit, man. If you already researched or have curious about cryptocurrency, then you heard of James Altucher. That's not if you research. If you're just watching YouTube about it, you'll have tons of adverts of this fucking scammer on the screen. I mean, on the ads. If you're not familiar with James, he's a computer whiz, a millionaire from New York, and created what has probably the first Bitcoin store in 2013. James knows what he's doing in crypto market. He doesn't. He doesn't know what he's doing. He made most of his money off scams and all kind of courses that are fully fucking bullshit. It hurts me to see that Robert is actually saying this, because I used to like Robert so much, I used to follow him so much, and then I see this and I'm just like so disappointed. He talks about the team. So if you want to learn about Bitcoin cryptocurrency, I recommend James Altucher Crypto Masterclass to show you the 3 steps to become rich of cryptocurrencies. To show you 3 steps of becoming rich of cryptocurrencies. He that's just so bad. He's be talking about like, yeah, you go to his class and you be rich of cryptocurrencies. Fully lost his brains, man. James says, I'll hold your hand and teach you everything I know about how to make money from cryptos. And he has created his class for everyday people who don't know how to get started. I guess you can say that. I guess he does give you basic knowledge of crypto, but not how to make money of crypto, just basic knowledge. And it's a fucking trash, man. You can find it all on Google. I'll tell this once. Never pay anything for cryptocurrency. Never. Everything on cryptocurrency is free on the internet. There's a ton of people same age as us, as me, and they all in cryptocurrency and they all share it on forums for free. There's no need to pay. And then you can press yes, I want to get started, which brings you to the link. He says, I have no idea if Bitcoin will be around 20 years. That's why I invest in gold. Like, he protects himself. With this comment, he protects himself because he'd be like, oh, well, I did tell you about cryptocurrencies because you asked, but I didn't invest myself and I said it. It's just a protective thing, so you can't fuck him over. Obviously, he has his own signature up here, which is shown on the screen. Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, official website, copyright, the Rich Dad company, everything is official. This is not bullshit. This is not made by somebody else. This is straight up from his original website. And if you press on the link, it says, eccentric millionaire reveals his secrets, 1.8 million cryptocurrency script. 1.8 million cryptocurrency script. So he'd be like, you can make that money too, man. Just listen to this shit. If you followed my script below, you could turn $100 into a retirement fortune in the next 12 months while minimizing your risk. I'm not gonna any comment on this. By now you should understand that this guy's a scammer. I'll be making a video about probably James as well and how he's 100% fucking scammer and you should not trust him. But just for now, just believe me, trust me, you don't want to get on the train with James. Just just don't follow him, don't listen to him. Just keep in your mind, make it there that he's a scam, and just leave it that way. In description I'll probably put a link of a good article that talks about James, but I will probably be making a video about it. Anyway, that's the email. That's the last red flag that I seen, basically, that killed me. And I was like, yo, Robert Kiyosaki can't be trusted. So yeah, that's my point on Robert Kiyosaki, and I would like to just warn you, if you want to sign up on bio for any of his books or anything, just make sure you think twice before you do it, because you can't trust him anymore. He sold his name. He probably realized that he's like, at a certain point he was probably a good guy. Like the book, this book was amazing, right? Rich Dad Poor Dad, and like it just really sounded like a nice guy. So at a certain point he probably was a good guy, but eventually over time he understood that fame doesn't last forever and he needs to make as much money of it as possible. So he started selling his name. If you have any arguments to tell, anything to argue about, write it in comments. If you agree with me, disagree with me, write it in comments. I don't want to like get hated or loved for this. I just want to, if you have an argument, let's argue. I'm not mind. Like, maybe you have a point to prove that he's not a scammer. I would love to see that, because I do respect the guy. Well, not anymore, but I used to. It did hurt me real when I realized that he's actually a scammer and he sold his name. Thank you for watching, and if you like the video, please like the video and subscribe to my channel, because I will be releasing about business and videos about business in future. I'm 20 years old and I'm trying to achieve financial freedom myself, so I'll be posting my road along as well. See you guys later.